Caller?
Caller is here.
Oh, was that?
Yes. I'm trying to reach Willie's Web, please.
This is Willie's Web.
Excellent. Well, this is Bobby George. It was great to have you on the menu and at the table at the Honorable Mel's last Sunday. And I have something real quick here. Proper attribution is important, otherwise I'm just stealing it. And this was by an anonymous author, but not by choice, I understand. It's called Being Black in the Workplace. And I'd love to share it with you if you had a moment.
We would love to hear it, but you're gonna have to call me back, okay? How long is it?
It's just maybe about 30 seconds.
Is that like 3?
About half a minute.
Okay.
Can I do it?
Yes.
Thank you. Being black in the workplace. They take my kindness for weakness. They take my silence for speechless. They consider my uniqueness strange. They call my language slang. They see my confidence as conceit. They see my mistakes as defeat. They consider my success accidental. They minimize my intelligence to potential. My questions mean I'm unaware. My advancement is somehow unfair. Any praise is preferential treatment. To voice concern is discontentment. If I stand up for myself, I'm too defensive. If I don't trust them, I'm too apprehensive. I'm defiant if I separate, yet I'm fake if I assimilate. So constantly, I'm faced with workplace hate. My character is constantly under attack. Pride from my race makes me too black, yet I can only be me. And who am I, you might ask? I'll take a deep breath. I am that strong black person who stands on the back of my ancestors' achievements with an erect spine, pointing to the stars with pride, dignity, and respect, which lets the workplace in America know that I not only possess the ability to play by the rules, but I can make them as well. Black History 365. P.S. Pass it on to your black coworkers. Good, better, best, never ever rest.
Thank you. Thank you, Bobby, for calling in. Thank you. That was wonderful.
Yes. Wow.
I mean, I relate. That's why I took an early retirement. You just get tired of being tired of fighting. You have to fight. And that's why I started writing. I was just like, I got to tell somebody.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we do when we write. We have to tell somebody what we are feeling. We have to share that emotion with them. Now, when you're doing that, do you actually, when you're, say today, you're going through, Ariel, when you were going through what poem to pick, did you think about your audience? Did you think about, well, who am I reading to? Do you do that when you do your poetry?
I don't, what ends up in a book is something I choose to share. Right. So everything in the book is something that I've chosen to share. There are, 20 other poems that didn't make it. Right. So I thought about audience when I choose to publish. I'm thinking about audience. But then when to be honest, I think, okay, I'm going to be sitting there it's live television. I want to read the poem that I'm comfortable with, and I'm always comfortable with Stephen. So I'm like,
but are there poems that you write you're not comfortable with?
Yes, there are some that, or just that I haven't read them as often.
Yeah.
Or I read them once and heard something that I didn't like, or that stopped me while I was reading it. And I just thought, oh, well, I didn't like the last time I did that, or maybe I read it in front of a crowd and then either got a strange response or too much of a response where there were like 15 questions afterwards. And I'm thinking, if you had 15 questions about that poem, maybe that wasn't a successful poem. Like, you shouldn't have so many, I should have answered that in the poem. So I won't read a,
What do you think about that? What do you think about that type of...
I don't want
well,
my voice.
No, I'll say, if 15 questions are there, they were thinking about it.
True.
So I wouldn't be offended by the 15 questions. It depends on what type of questions they are, I would say.
Yeah, not offended, more of I feel like I didn't do my job if they had that many questions. I'm like, the poem's 20 lines long, you had 15 questions. Was there any line that just, gave you information? Okay.
sometimes when I'm performing and I shouldn't say this, but sometimes depending on the audience, if it's an all-white audience, there's some black poems I will not do, but there's some I will do. And why is that? Why do we critique? Why do we need to critique? And am I wrong? And are we wrong? Because even though you like that poem, I might like my poem, and because you're a poet, and maybe I'm wrong about that. What do you think?
I'm definitely different on that. I select what is in my spirit that day. I may pick one or two that's specific to the audience, but it has to do with my spirit and what I think the audience will appreciate, but yet what I want to share.
Right.
And that can vary really by my mood, because my poetry is very introspective, and it's also very, I'm going to say, it's timely, some of it. So depending on just the atmosphere, what's going on in the world.
Yeah. I think we may have time to get everybody to read again. Okay. Let's see if we can make it happen. I think I got we got 10 more minutes. I guess we don't.
Well, I can do a short one. I have one.
You got a short one? If you have a short one? Okay.
Okay, I'll do the short.
Okay.
The backdrop for this, and I want to give a prop for black men. June is coming up, Father's Day, Juneteenth. So I did this, I melded, it's called Freedom and Fathers. And it was a Juneteenth presentation I was doing for the church. And I just put this in the bulletin. So it's a poem for our fathers. Our Father, who art in heaven, while honoring your holy name, the fathers here on earth bore years of ungodly shame. Separated from honor and families, a spurned legacy too great. Standing tall now, not leaving nor thieving, no room for self-hate. Leading the family, respecting the women, knowing to respect self. In the image of Garvey, King, Booker T, Langston on the bookshelf. With the spirit of Abraham, Daniel, or Moses, who parted the sea. A disciple like Richard Allen, calling for justice on bended knee. To our Father who art in heaven, men of the church bow. Then rise humbly and greatly proclaim, sisters, look at us now.
Nice. Wow. Very nice, very nice. Anybody else have another short one that they can read?
Yeah,
okay.
I think so.
Very short.
Okay. I have a second book that's coming out actually in a few weeks. It's the second book in the Brown Skin trilogy. It's called Brown Skin and the Beautiful Faith, A Poet's Reflection. So you can look for that in your neighborhood bookstore or on Amazon or, where is it?
While he's looking for that, does anyone have any announcements? Like where you're going to be, or you want them to know where you doing your poetry at, or your featured poet somewhere you want to tell them?
I was just going to give my email. Just email me, and I'll give you a very easy one because there's my name in it.
Okay.
And I'll just shout back some appearances. Maru, M-A-R-U, phone, like the telephone, P-H-O-N-E, biz, B-I-Z, @gmail.com.
Okay. What about you?
I'd like to give my address for my small press, hiddencharmpress.com, and check in a few weeks because there will be the first chapbook contest. It's for black women poets, so I don't remember the specific number of poems, but just go to hiddencharmpress.com, and that's always a good place to look for me because there are links to absolutely everything else that I'm doing.
And you're on Facebook also.
But I don't want people friending me. Well, Hidden Charm Press has a page on Facebook. Just, yeah, don't friend me. I gotta have enough friends.
I'll be at Right on the Dot, publishing of Volume 3.
Yay!
I'll be there on, was it the May 9th, I believe.
Yeah.
So I'll be at that event.
And you have one of your poems published in their
Yes.
third edition.
Their third edition,
Nice.
right.
Because I was in the first two as third. Nice. Very nice.